Hey guys, and welcome back to AzuruPlays Coffee Talk. Today is a very special day in game. It's actually my birthday. October 2nd is the day I was born. And it's a Friday, so it's going to be a great day. I'm really hoping we get something a little bit spicy today. Some kind of progression like we have in the last couple of episodes with Henry and Rachel, and Neil with his realization of communication, and Aqua and Myrtle progressing their arc. Quite steady actually, which I quite like. I'm still very intrigued about Bailey's and Lua. I hope that comes to an end sometime soon, but new healthier furry sedative might be available sooner. Action video game Rising Hell blamed for violence in school. The Evening Whispers is with people. The Evening Whisper is with the people for stricter gun laws. I can't imagine what it's like to live in a place where gun laws are acceptable. Like, you have guns readily available. I think that's very strange to me. Coming from the UK, we don't really have that, and it's very kind of safe in that sense, whereas obviously in America that is quite a prominent thing. It can be quite scary, I guess. You never know what's going to happen when you walk out on the street. I wonder, are the gun laws different state to state? I don't know. I mean, I'm not American. If you are, let me know. I'd love to know that. And speaking of the person who I wanted to see, it's Bailey's. Good evening, Mr. Bailey's. Evening. Am I the first customer tonight? You are. That's new. He looks restless. And Freya's not here. Speaking of Freya, just let's check. Oh, okay. There is a story, even though it sounded like she got sacked in last episode. Happily ever after. Ever after. Part 1. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. But do I want to be with you here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour, forever? Hell yeah, I do. That's probably the last time Romeo remembers having a very meaningful conversation with Juliet. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, dear readers. Just like any other story, this one also has a beginning, and it begins with an introduction. Romeo is a young man of 20. He comes from a quiet, conservative, but not yet out of touch family. In other words, they're just like almost every other family in the world. He hates the name his parents gave him, and he hates it even more knowing that his life is so far And he hates it even more knowing that his life so far is fulfilling all the cliches of his fictional namesakes. Falling in love with a girl named Juliet is really just the icing on the cliched cake. Juliet is a young woman of 20. She also comes from a quite conservative and yet not out of touch family. In other words, they're almost like every other family in the world. She loves her name her parents gave her, although she hates the fact that her life so far is fulfilling half the cliches of a fictional namesake. Falling in love with a boy named Romeo is unfortunate, but she has no plans to die stupidly over it. Both of them study at the same university, and they're definitely not the type of people who'd naturally choose to be friends. Fate, however, in the form of a hip young lecturer with an over-enthusiasm for assigning group projects and an unfortunate sense of humour, is what brings them together. A simple group assignment is what introduces our young Romeo and Juliet to each other. Even after their first fated meeting, and the many more meetings required to finish the assignments, there is no sign that Romeo means anything more to Juliet than a friendly acquaintance she spent a lot of time with in the library. Nor, honestly, does she mean that much more to him. In fact, after she made an ill-judged joke about the literary elephant in the room, I can't say it. is that, am I even saying it right? Literary elephant in the room. She's probably means significantly less. But as time goes on, and as the group assignment keeps coming without the lecturer ever assigning new partners, Romeo and Juliet become closer. They both begin to see things in the other they had noticed before, though for Romeo that fact is rather frightening. How could I fall for someone like her and name Juliet no less? I can't accept it. My mind's just playing tricks on me. Again and again, around and around, his thoughts chase themselves whenever he sees her. The next day is Monday, and Romeo has a class he needs to attend. However, something's different. Normally, a relatively anxious fellow he finds going to class requires a lot of willpower. Today, however, he finds himself hurrying to get there. He knows why, of course, but he refuses to admit it to himself quite yet. The first thing Romeo does when he opens the door is look for a specific table, the table where Juliet always goes to sit. To his unacknowledged disappointment, the table is empty. "Fuck," mutters Romeo under his breath. He doesn't curse because Juliet is not there, of course. Rather, he curses because noticing this was the first thing he did upon entering the room. After sitting in his usual place, Romeo reopens his book and begins reading. Every time someone opens the door, Romeo turns immediately to look and quietly whispers a curse. Again, he's not cursing because he is disappointed it's not Juliet who enters. He is cursing because he turned to look. A few minutes before the class begins, Juliet finally arrives, announcing herself and her friend with a braying laugh as she does so. That sound used to be one of the most annoying sounds in the world, at least as far as Romeo was concerned, but today it brings a small smile to his face. "Fuck," he curses again, after he realizes he just smiled at the sound. Is Romeo in love? He probably is, but he doesn't want to admit that. Falling in love with Juliet is dangerous, extremely dangerous. They come from completely different backgrounds. They have different colored skins and they worship different gods. He has no problem with interracial relationships, of course he doesn't, but he never expected it to happen to him. This simply will not do. "I need to talk to you." Romeo looks up. Juliet is standing over his table, her jaw is set and her eyes are worried. And he completely forgets all about his own problem. What's up?" he asks. "Can you keep a secret? It's really important." "Sure, I guess I can." "Good enough, because I really need to talk. Really need someone to talk to." So, Juliet sits down and begins telling her story to Romeo. She talks about the problems she's been facing over the last few months, how they affected her study, and how he's not the first person she's talked to this about, and Romeo listens to every word. Eventually, Juliet stops talking and sits quietly. Romeo thinks that she looks somehow lighter than she did before she began talking. He doesn't know how to react to what she told him. He tries giving her some advice, really stupid advice, he thinks as soon as he said it, but he believes it's probably much better than just listening and nodding and watching her walk away. He doesn't think he wants her to walk away from him. He thinks about this. Another thing is for sure. Juliet trusts Romeo as a friend. They've shared a secret now. Even though Juliet has shared the same secret with others before him, this still makes Romeo happy, so damn happy. How am I? How pathetic am I? Being happy because someone I like came and told me she's not. Romeo thinks, and then shakes his head like a dog shaking off water. After sharing everything she had wanted to share, Juliet starts talking about light topics. Soon they are joking freely, the dark mood of earlier almost completely dissipated. Just before Juliet leaves, Romeo asks her something. "Why did you tell me that?" "Well, I don't really know. I think I can trust you. And you're one of those rare few people who can talk to people directly without sugarcoating everything. It's refreshing," she shrugs. "I guess that's why." What Juliet said is true, but Romeo finds it amusing that even though he normally speaks directly to everyone he knows, he can't do that with Juliet. He is not himself when she's around, or so he believes. After that conversation, Romeo falls even more helplessly in love with Juliet. It's stupid, he thinks, as someone who rarely falls so hard for anyone, but Juliet is driving him crazy. And the fact that she makes him feel the closest thing to love he's felt in years, yet a big wall of cultural norms and other how do you even say that word? Societal, and other societal traditions stand between them, hurts him even more. That is, of course, if Juliet is even into him anyway. As weeks go by, Juliet and Romeo become closer. They start telling each other stories more often. But all of these stories are limited to their courses, their friends, and anything at all besides their feelings for each other. She's not into me. She's just an extrovert. She's just friendly with everyone, Romeo keeps thinking. And it's when he's thinking about that suddenly Juliet comes and sits at his table. So you said you have something to tell me. It's true. He had already sent her a message telling her he wants to talk about something. Oh wow, diving straight in. It's nothing all that important actually, says Romeo. Come on, it's not like you to be so indirect about things. What's wrong with you, boyo? Romeo actually called Juliet to talk about her attitude recently. She's been weird, at least in Romeo's eyes, and it feels like she's getting further away, removing herself from many student activities she'd usually partake in. Juliet answers all his questions, all his thoughts and concerns about how she seems to be removing herself from all other side activities she manages to shrug off or easily explain. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just obsessing over every single thing she does, thinks Romeo, while a pit opens up in his gut at the thought. Is that all? Anything else you wanted to say? She questions him. Fair is fair after all. Do you know I used to like you? The words came out of Romeo's mouth out of the blue. He's horrified, even as he recognizes that it is a lie. He still likes her now. He doesn't even know why he decided to confess his feelings right at this random moment, never mind why he confessed with half a lie. It wasn't planned at all, but when he heard anything else, well, it's definitely one thing Romeo has been planning to say to Juliet for at least the last 1,000 eons, or as normal human measure time since around 8 months ago. Juliet shows a flash of surprise and then says, No, I had no idea at all. Why? Why what? Why do you like me? Or did you like me? I mean, there must be a reason. Oh, of course there is. Romeo opens his mouth to tell her and pauses. He blinks slowly and closes his mouth. Or not. I don't know. I think there is, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm talking gibberish. Juliet does not respond to that. Romeo doesn't even dare to look at her directly, but he can see out of the corner of his eye that she looks dumbfounded. He takes a breath and opens his mouth again, hoping for a lightning strike, divine inspiration or instant death. He isn't picky. Okay. I see you as a really strong person, okay? You have a big girly side and you're also a really strong, independent person. Okay, I get the girly part, but what makes you think I'm strong? Well, just look at how you work with all of your assignments and organizations. I definitely could never deal with everything as well as you do, ever. Oh, come on. Everybody has something they're good at. You can do things I can't. That's pretty normal, you know. I know, but still, I'm not sure. That's probably what attracts me to you the most. When he says that, Romeo tries looking at Juliet just for a moment. He saw a twitch of a smile on her lips, but dared not to even hope. He ascribes it to his imagination instead. So, what's next then? Asks Juliet. To be honest, I don't know. I said this because I can't keep hiding it forever. I needed to say it to you, even though I know it's impossible for me to ask you out, considering all the differences between us. Juliet pauses. Oh, of course. You don't need to say anything there. I just need to get it out of my system. That's all I wanted to say. Well then, I have something else to do. You don't have anything more else to say, right? Yes, that's all. Juliet nods and says goodbye, then walks away quickly. After Juliet leaves, Romeo lets out a heavy sigh. Good work there. That's one hell of a lot of old baggage I just let go, and a whole hell of a lot of new baggage I just replaced it with. Here's an interesting fact about Romeo. During the whole conversation, he hadn't been able to keep himself from shaking. It's an old habit that he can't let go of. To his relief, they'd been sitting during the whole conversation, so he could hide his tremor. Still, even though he feels intense relief, after telling Juliet about his feelings, his hands are still trembling. He has to wait a couple of minutes before he can walk away himself. So, now, after Romeo's long-awaited and ultimately useless confession, what's next for Juliet and her Romeo? Funny enough, neither she nor Romeo ever mentioned it again. At least, not to each other. Romeo did eventually tell some of his friends about his feelings for Juliet, but what about Juliet? Romeo didn't know anything about how she was coping with this revelation. He expected that she would probably have told some of her friends, as he had told his, but that doesn't even matter, he tells himself. We're not meant for each other anyway. Watching from the outside, nothing seems to change between them. They still talk about their classes, about their friends, and about shows that they've watched and books that they've read. But they've never ever mentioned again the time when Romeo revealed his feelings for Juliet. At first, Romeo had thought that confessing his feelings would mean letting go of a big boulder inside of his heart. As it turned out, it only transformed the boulder into a restless rock monster asking for more. Eventually, he realizes letting Juliet know about his feelings isn't enough. He needs to have her. He wants to hold her tight, and he wants to stare into her eyes and tell her he loves her to Pluto and back. He wants to hear her say, "I love you too." He wants to kiss her. He wants to run away around with her to a place where no one cares about their differences and just sees them as a cute couple in love. He wants to do all the good things in life together with her, and more than anything on this earth, he simply wants her. The feeling is killing him. How could she be acting normally after that revelation? Does it mean his feelings mean nothing at all to her? The peak of his emotions come one day when Ahira is falling asleep. Suddenly his body is drenched in sweat. His heart beats fast too, and his thoughts only run to one thing, Juliet. He wants nothing so prosaic. He needs Juliet. He doesn't care about anything else, about the family, about the traditions, about the families, about anything. There's only one thing he needs to do tomorrow, and that is to confess his feelings again to Juliet. This time, however, he's going to ask her out. If she feels the same way, he will ask her just to give it a try and fight the war together. He resolves that he's going to take a leap of faith, and it will be the first thing he will do the next time that they meet. To be continued. Anyway, let's continue our parts with Lua and Bailey's. So he's asking, Freya's not here? She says she's coming later tonight. Got something to do with the meeting some fellow writer friends. Why not do it here? It's her favourite place, right? Her friends have visited this place from time to time, just not as much as her. Writers gathering, huh? I wonder what writers talk about when they're hanging out. I've known them for some years now. She has this habit, you know, that if she said they're friends, it means that they're just hanging out normally. But if she said they're writer friends, they're probably talking about work. Either giving each other feedback on their latest drafts or sharing and validating ideas. Interesting. They even use code words for meeting up. Oh, it's not like that. She doesn't even realize that that's what she says. I just picked up on it. That's even more interesting. Are you always so observant? That is part of the job. Why is that? People come here every day. Some of them aren't as talkative as others, and their body language can be loud and clear. It can tell you a lot of things, whether they need a friendly ear or just want to be alone. It applies to what they're ordering as well, because, you know, sometimes what people want is not what they need. That's deeper than I would have thought. So, what are you reading from me now? I won't say. Why? That would break the charm. The hell was that? I guess I can say this much. Whatever I say or do to our customers, it's always related to what I'm getting from their body language, including our interaction now. Man. Now I see why you don't want to share. Even that was enough to make me feel like I'm naked in front of you. By the way, I haven't ordered anything. What are you having tonight? Hot chocolate with ginger and cinnamon. I heard that's a good drink with a bitter heart. Ooh, hot chocolate. Ginger and cinnamon. Bitter heart. Nice. Here you go. You're a pretty romantic person, huh? Spending extra time decorating this drink. Only for special people and special drinks. Say, Emma, tell me about yourself. What you want to know? Anything. How old are you? Old enough to open a coffee shop. Oh man, I guess I should say sorry for asking that. It's alright. But that's the only else I can give. Now you're making me wonder. What should I ask next? Oh boy. Hello everyone. She looks like she's got like smacked down, like she had to catch some hands from these writer friends. Why are you both looking at me like that? Freya, you look horrible. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to echo our dear barista. Yeah, you do. What happened? You'd better be asking about what didn't happen, because the answer would be proper sleep and decent progress on my draft. You need to rest. I missed my deadline? Hell no. Sorry, Baileys, but I won't be able to keep you company because I have to finish this thing. And for that, I'll need a whole hell of a lot of espresso. Are you sure about that? You should really just rest. Get something to help you to sleep. Espresso, please. Alright, we had the lady. I don't want to do this, but you really need to have a rest, Freya. Just give me the damned espresso. Okay. This will keep me from falling asleep. How was the meeting? That was pretty good. I got a lot of good advice, but that also means things. And not a small number of them, mind you. Needs to be rewritten. Oh. But it's not that bad. Rewriting is part of the process. It's just that. I'm going to my usual corner. Thanks for your coffee. I might make it through the night. She looks horrible. She does. But don't worry about her. She'll finish it. This isn't the first time she's acted like this. No. But this time the stakes are pretty high. So, what brings you here today? I'm not even sure myself. I had no plan tonight, and this place just came to mind, out of the blue. I'll have to thank your subconscious then. I guess you should. Literally what I wanted this episode to be about. I'm so excited. Not sure whether I should thank it or not though. Hi Lua. Hi Baileys. How? You first. No, you first. I was just going to ask how you are doing. I'm fine, thanks. How about you? I'm good, yeah. Ooh, hiding their true feelings. I think I need to order something first. Oh, of course. Go ahead. Hi, Emma. What are you having this evening, Miss Lua? Gingerbread coffee, please. Gingerbread coffee, oh my god. Do I know how to make this? Coffee. Gingerbread coffee. Ginger. No. Yes, I think that'd be that. I kind of feel like it'd be like a spice drink. It is a birthday, I think. Lua's birthday today. No, that's not it. Gingerbread coffee. Ginger. What do you put in gingerbread? I bet you're screaming the answer to me. Gingerbread coffee. What? would have thought it would be that, no? Oh, I would have thought it would have cinnamon in it. Did I put cinnamon before that? I actually don't know. Oh, it is. Again, order. That's so sneaky. The order's different. Here it is. Thank you. My grandma used to make this drink for me. It reminds me so much of her. It reminds me of when I was growing up with my family. How's work? It's going pretty okay. You? I'm not taking any new jobs on at the moment because, well, you know, yeah, I get it. You have enough in your savings, right? That's a very lure thing to ask, but yeah, I do. Thanks for that last annoying job. That went well in the end? It kinda did. They paid me on time at least, and the pay was amazing. How long are you planning to take a break for? I don't know. Until my problems are settled, I guess. And what problems are those? I'll tell you this, but don't tell anyone, okay? Not even Emma, who's standing in front of us. Not even Emma. Okay. So, there's this girl. I love her. We've been going out for a few years, but I'm not really sure where we stand now. How can you not be sure? Well, we had an argument about a week ago. It wasn't anything new, but somehow, things escalated uncontrollably. Why is that? I assume both of us were just tired, knowing that we were fighting against centuries of tradition, but we haven't really talked since our last fight. Leaving things unresolved is not a good idea, but I can't bring myself to start the conversation. Why? Even I'm not sure about that. Pride, maybe? Or tiredness. But knowing that, chances are we won't be able to find the best solution for everyone anyway. Baileys. I have a question. Go ahead. What do you think she's feeling right now? To be honest, I don't know. She's not like me, that's for sure. Thankfully. Why? At least it won't affect her professional life that much. I'm glad I'm a freelancer. It means I can just take a break from work without so many problems. And I'm not as professional as her, you see. I think you're wrong. Really? If I were her, I would find it difficult to live life as usual, but I'd put on a lot of masks just to hide the feelings I was going through. That sounds difficult and uncomfortable. It is. But a friend told me once, you gotta do what you gotta do. He must be a pretty cool guy. He is. What's next first, Baileys? I don't know, Lua. I met some new people this week, including that supermodel. You knew? That girl in the corner told me. Yeah, including that supermodel. And how does that make you feel? Like a fool. What? He said a lot of things that I've been trying to avoid thinking about. A lot of truths. He's a bit like you know? Attitude-wise. Literally what I said. I was saying how Hyde and Baileys are very similar and Lua and Gala are very similar. You'd get along with him. I doubt it. Opposites attract, but similarity breeds contempt. Ever heard of that before? A lot. From a certain hipster elf. And after listening to that guy, what's your stance on, you know, us? I'm not sure, Baileys. What about you, yourself? Had any similar experiences this week? I have, in fact. I met a vampire, and I met a werewolf. What are the odds? What are the odds indeed? What did your werewolf say? Not much, to be honest. But he also made a good point about the importance of family. Baileys. I know, I've been stubborn about you wanting me to make peace with my family. And I know that's very important for you. But Freya said something that kind of hit me hard. What was it? That I was just using you as an excuse to escape from my family, when I actually want to do that anyway, for myself. You know me, Baileys. I do. And you know how I feel uncomfortable with people leaving their families, which makes me an asshole, I guess. I get why you think that way, Lua. Blood is thicker than water. What should we do? Laura. Yes, Baileys? Please, let me leave my family. I'll try to get your family to accept me. That sounds like the easier thing to do after all. But you lose your immortality. You'll be an outcast among other elves. An outcast from an overly pretentious people. Sounds great. You'll live a long time, and you won't have the perfect health and perfect life that's the elven privilege. But it's not a perfect life without you. But what if our relationship doesn't last? You'll have lost everything. You'll blame me. Lua, I'll never blame you for anything. If we were talking about who I used to be, that guy would have never have blamed himself. 100 reasons for why something failed, but never anything to do with him. But that won't happen between us. You know why? Because I've learned so many things by being with you for 10 years. It's made me a better person. So, you don't need to worry about any of that. Because right now, you're the most important part of my life. I don't need an immortal life. Because without you, it won't be a life worth living. Baileys, I believe in you. Baileys. I feel like we're living in a soap opera. It seems so. So, what's our plan? Tomorrow's Saturday. Are we going on a date? I'm going to my parents' place. Oh. And I want you to come with me. What? That's so sudden. Did you already have plans for tomorrow? Well, no. It's just, I'm not prepared to meet them. You'll be fine. You don't want to tell them about this first? It'll be alright. Well, they never forbade you from dating other races. They're not big fans of elves. That much is true, but you can prove them wrong. Okay, this could be a good first step. It is. It's set then. I don't even know what will happen tomorrow, but we can think about it. And anything else later. I'm with you on that. So, does that mean you don't mind me? I had my doubts, but now I'm sure. I can trust you. Lua, thank you. But you're still staying at Firen's house? Yeah. You're staying with me tonight. Huh? What about your roommate? She's away for the weekend. Taking a long weekend getaway until Sunday night. Fate is on our side, it seems. Hey Emma. Yes? We're leaving. Thank you so much for keeping up with us this past week. The pleasure was mine. We're off then. See you. Thank you for coming. That's so nice. I'm so happy that this was the art. I've been wishing for this to end. Like, I just wanted to close the chapter on that situation. And for it to be Lua and Bailey's happy ending makes me very, very happy. And there was a compromise. There was respect, and there was understanding in the decisions that they made. And they are both willing to overcome it. As long as you believe in someone, as long as you're able to understand their perspective and talk about it. Of course, there will be compromises throughout life, and it's important that you address those, especially in a relationship. And I think it's very sweet that they were able to come to that conclusion, although they did need a helping hand. So now we're back with Freya. That was pretty intense. Oh, you're back in real world? I just pretended not to notice. They're like one of the main reasons why I'm writing the story. So I have to see their struggle through it till the very end. It's important for the writing, you know. That's cold. Oh, side note, I just realised that she mentioned a roommate, right? And someone who's away until Sunday would be Myrtle, would it not be? That's pretty cool. What? It's not like that. It's just that... Yeah, that was cold. I'm sorry. You look better than before though. For now. I can't tell you how I feel until it's done. And I don't... Who just stepped in? What? Gala? Oh my god. Are we gonna have to like do a fight? Whoa! Freya, get over here! This wolf? Is that him? I think so. Welcome, sir. Are you crazy? You can't treat a werewolf in a furry. In a furry? You can't treat a werewolf in a fury like a normal customer. Trust me. He must have his reasons for coming here. You can relax, sir. Do you need anything? Something to calm you down, maybe? That's crazy. Okay, we don't want to mess this one up. Coffee, ginger, milk. If memory serves me right. Clearly I wasn't allowed to check. No. Oh, you won't let me check at all. Oh my god, this is literally so stressful. That's not it either. Oh my god, what was it? Was it tea? I only have one try left. I think it's tea, right? Oh, I don't know. Do you think it's tea? I keep putting coffee because I keep thinking it is coffee. I'm gonna do this. I'm really hoping that's the remedy. Here's your... Can I just say the animation on this is amazing. What the hell? Is that really him? I'll just see the reaction to the drink. 100%. Well, whoever he is. This place survived. Thankfully, yes. But I think I need to close the shop early. Don't want to cause any more ruckus. And I need to clean up some of the mess anyway. Good idea. Can you get back alright by yourself? I'll manage. Take care on your way back. You, be careful too. See you tomorrow. See you. Whoa, what an experience. If we assume that was Gala, that is crazy. And honestly, they just cock-blocked me from checking what the drink was. I was like getting high-key stressed out. I was like, I thought it was coffee, but I guess it was tea. Maybe coffee's too strong for a cat. But anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next episode of AzuruPlays Coffee Talk.